See.
Okay. Perfect. All right, we'll just give people, I think, a few minutes to join. Somebody asked, would you prefer us to be on video? It's up to you. So if you want to be on video, you can. Some people have their video on. This is meant to be an interactive, especially this one. So feel free to join us.
I'll come on to say hi real quick and then continue walking. See if I.
Hey, Sheila.
Hey there.
How are you? Hi.
Frantically busy like everybody else.
I know. We'll wait another minute and then we'll jump in. Looks like a few more people are signing in. Anne and John and Michelle.
Oh, hey, John.
Oh, yeah, we're going to see John next week. All right. So I think I'm going to start. It's 2 after, and people can just kind of jump in and when they're ready. So we will get started. And like I said, feel free to kind of jump in and this is going to be interactive. So if you feel like putting your camera on, we'd love to see your face. But we're so happy that you're here. This is our first Successinar. So again, thank you for joining us. And for those that were here last time, we had a lot of really positive feedback about the Web Scribble Academy. So we're really excited and we're happy to see many of the same faces that joined last time. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Danielle. I'm the head of customer success over here at Web Scribble. And joining me today are a lot of my colleagues. I have Amanda, who is CSM, Ben, who is on implementation, and then Jennifer, who's also a CSM, Nicole, who's on marketing, and Rick, who is also on support. And I'm sure many of you have talked to all of us. We have a lot to cover today, but we'd like to kind of kick things off with learning a thing or two about you and kind of your comfort level in Smartway. So what I'm going to ask is that we want to just make sure that we're targeting this right on the tour, that we're going over the correct things. So we really want to know how familiar you are with your admin portal, what we call Smartway. So if you hear us talking about your Smartway admin portal, that's the back end where you're going to get all of your reporting and to be able to really see like revenue and everything else that you'd need to down to employers and job seekers. You'll see the poll. It's right. Oh, it's already here. It just popped up on my screen. Again, there's no wrong answer. So don't be embarrassed if you're like, I've been a Web Scribble client for 3 years and I have no idea what Smartway is. You will not be the first or the last. So we'll give you a few more minutes to kind of jump in on in here, and then we can kind of work. Nicole, if you want to see. Oh, actually, I can see this. Okay, so it looks like we have a few people that haven't heard of it. I've only been in once. Most people are around. I use it periodically, so that's good. I think at least people for the most part know that it's there, and it's a big part of your success, I think, with having the job board. So like I said, this is about Smartway. We're going to try something different. So we're going to do an actual interactive tour of Smartway today, just to help to help ensure that we are covering all of the areas that you're hoping to get out of this. You can definitely drop a note into the chat, and then we're also, I know Jennifer is going to talk about Slido as well in a minute, but for those of you who were at our last one, we like to use Slido. So if you don't want to, if you want to do it anonymously, but again, if there's something that you're really hoping to walk away today from, just shoot us a note and we're happy to jump in So I am going to turn this over to Jennifer, and I'm excited to listen and learn along with you.
Thanks, Danielle, and hi, everybody. We're really excited, as Danielle said, that you are here. This is what we're planning to cover during our time together. We're going to share what Smartway is and how you can find it, what's in the Smartway Admin Portal, how and when to use it. Sometimes that's the key question, right? And then some final Q&A, but all along the way, even though we're moving fast, you're going to have plenty of time and opportunity to ask questions because we do want this to be interactive. Before we start the tour, I've got a couple of housekeeping notes for you. First, we want to communicate throughout the session with you, and we want to encourage you to do 3 things with us. First, network with each other. That was a big reason why we wanted to start the Smartway Academy, is because we knew, or the Web Scribble Academy, see, I'm totally focused on Smartway today. The Web Scribble Academy was really because you all were saying you wanted to know others and how they were using the Career Center. And so please put your name in the chat if you want people to be able to reach you, your LinkedIn profile, and start networking. The second thing is that we'd like you to react to the content. Feel free, again, to post comments, reactions, and feedback in the chat. We'd love to see it there. That'll be monitored throughout. And we've got 2 channels for you to ask questions. The first, of course, is the meeting chat, and Nicole and other team members are going to be monitoring that. And the next channel is Slido, which is a very cool tool, if you're not familiar with it, that you can use to post questions anonymously if you want. And I'm going to move now to tell you how you access that. So there's 2 ways. You can go to slido.com, you see this link here, and enter the code that you see here, or just put your phone right up to the screen, scan the QR code, and that will open up the Slido that we've created for this event. Once you're in, just keep it open and you'll be good to go. And if anybody has any issues throughout, just let us know in the chat and we will help you troubleshoot those. So I'll just leave it up for 1 more minute and we're going to move on. Hopefully everybody's had a second to get that open. But again, if you have issues, let us know. Some last notes before we begin the tour. We sent you all a Learn by Doing checklist to help cement that learning for you if you're somebody who likes that process to learn information. We sent it to you by email in advance of the session. You can also find it in the lobby of today's Zoom room and session. It's a PDF document that you can download, but you can also fill it in as we go. If you have any issues logging into Smartway, don't worry. We're going to be able to help you. You can use Slido or the chat to alert us to those issues. Somebody will help you. And we're going to be doing a tour of the latest version of Smartway. We know that some of you may see something on the screen during the tour that you're not seeing on your own screen, on our screen, but not on your own screen. So again, don't worry. Just put that information in Slido or chat. Somebody will troubleshoot. So that's it. I am going to stop sharing now and turn it over to Rick, who is going to lead the tour along with Ben. So experts, please take it away.
Thank you so much. How is everyone? I'm sure I've talked to most of you at least once. So like Jennifer mentioned, this is going to be a tour of our Smartway admin panel. And can everyone see my screen okay before I move on? Yeah, we're good.
We can see it right.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. We're gonna approach this tour today with the understanding that the user has the client role, which consists of a specific set of permissions. Jennifer mentioned that you may see something on your screen or may not see something on your screen that you see on ours. We do have a long list of different permissions built into the system. And, we've worked with some of you in the past and some of you may have access that others don't, but don't worry. We're here to work with you, and Ben is here to help you in real time if you run into any issues. So everyone has access to their Smartway admin panel. And Smartway is basically the C panel or the administrative side of your job board and career site. It's where you basically log in and gauge what your members are up to, how they're using your job board. You can view a lot of other really useful information inside Smartway. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to log in. And Web Scribble makes it really easy to access the Smartway admin panel. All you need to do is visit the job board, your job board homepage, and simply type in /Smartway and press enter in your browser. And what this does is it brings you to our admin panel login. Again, all of you should have a login. If you don't, I'll drop it in the chat so Ben can help you. But we're gonna today we're gonna use our test site here that we set up, and the screen is really simple. Your username can be your email address. It might be something different, but you enter in your username, you enter in your password, and you simply click login, and we take you into the back end of the job board. The first thing that you're going to see after logging into the admin panel is the dashboard. And you'll notice this list of menu items, this vertical list of menu items on the left-hand side. The landing page for the admin panel is always the dashboard. The dashboard is chock full of a lot of useful information. It is a snapshot of the activity of your job board. This is where we show you like nifty little graphics of logins and where the job seekers that are visiting your job board might be logging in from, and so on and so forth. You'll notice up here on the right-hand side, we have 3 options at the top here. We have job seeker engagement, employer engagement, and revenue. So why don't you go ahead, if you're following along, just find the tabs and toggle between these 3 menu items. You'll see that the graphics will change and show you different data points. So in the job seeker engagement tab, we show you a snapshot of your registration data. It's a rolling average of the last year, or year to date, I should say. You'll see things like job seeker location, the different experience levels that your seekers that log in have. We show you applicants with resumes, applicants without resumes, their education levels, what they're using as keyword searches, which is really important. This is like good data for employers to know. So if you ever reach out to your employer members and they ask, you know, what are these job seekers looking for? Or what are the popular jobs on the job board? This is some good information here. We will break down the new job alerts. These are alert emails that we send out to your job seekers. They have the ability to log into their profile and create a job alert to receive email alerts from us when new jobs that they may be interested in are posted to the job board. And we also give you a basic key metric snapshot under here. And this is something you guys can take a closer look at in your own time. But there is a lot of really great information here. And if you have any questions for us after the webinar, feel free to reach out to us. We'll be happy to take you through it in more detail. The next tab is the employer engagement tab, which is very similar to the job seeker, but we give you some different data sets in here, like employer logins over time, where jobs may have been posted, so where your employer members are logging in from and where they're posting their jobs, the experience levels they're looking for, and what categories they're setting up their jobs under. We also have information here about what the education levels that are attached to their job posts are at. So, for example, if an employer, you may see, well, for here, 55.6% of the employers that post jobs on this site are looking for a job seeker that has at least a master's degree. So again, a lot of really, great data points if you don't have a lot of time, but you want to log into Smartway and get an idea very quickly about what the activity is in your job on your job board for, say, the past week or so. You can log in real quick and take a look at this. The third tab is our revenue tab. And this is the revenue that the job board brings in over a certain amount of time. We also break down the sales by product. So this is going to tell you what employers are buying, what packages they're buying on your job board. We also give you a snapshot of the the top 5 companies that have spent the most on your job board within the last year. And so, and again, some other key metrics below here. So yeah, just take a second, click around, take a look at what your job board looks like. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop them into the chat. We'll be happy to answer. In the job seeker engagement platform, we'll just take a quick step back. You can find your Career Center's all-time total for job seekers registered, which is right here at the front, and the same with employers right here. Whoop. So we're going to move on to the next section on the left-hand side. So we're going to click on the Employers tab. This basically is the list of all your registered employers within Smartway. Here, we give you the list of employers from the oldest registered up to the newest, which would be on the main page. Off to the right-hand side here, you'll notice that there is a filter button, and you can search through for various for specific employers using these various filters here on the right-hand side. So take a quick second, click on the Employers tab, click on Filters, and select the search field under here and click on Company Name, and then set a specific date. And do a quick search. Well, we have to go back for ours. So now we're sorting by company name. So in the search field, we selected company name, signed up on or after 12/21, signed up before February 1st. Our record type is an employer. And we did a search, and these are our results. You can also search in this search area here for employers by typing in a company name. So you could do, if you know the company you're looking up and you want to find them quickly, you could do that in here. You can also use the universal search at the top. This is a search that will search through the entire Smartway panel. So we do give you some options. Below employers is our orders section, and the orders section is a running list of all of the transactions that have occurred on your job board. The snapshot will provide you the order ID, which you can actually click in to look at the specific invoice. We give you the company name. We give you the product that the company purchased, the date they purchased it, how much they paid for it, and if there was a coupon code associated with it. The status column also will let you know if the transaction has been completed. If we're waiting for payment, say it was invoiced. In some cases, we do send out invoices. If an order was abandoned, you'll see it a red abandoned tag here, which means that the employer got the package all the way to their checkout cart, but for some reason left the website. And we let you know when that happens in the event you'd like to reach out to that employer and find out a little bit more about why they left. Similarly to the employers tab, we offer a filter and a search option here. So here you can filter by the status of the order. You can filter by the specific package if you want to see how many employers are, say, purchasing your basic package, and you can filter by the date range. So you can see how many people have purchased the basic package between October 1st of 2023 and, let's say, the 28th. We even allow you to search by the last 4 digits of the credit card. This is something that probably isn't utilized too much, but it is an option if you ever were on the phone with an employer and they needed some information from you, and they gave you the last 4 digits, you could use this as an option. So just take a couple minutes and go ahead and mess around with the filters, and you should see some different results in how they're displayed.
So Rick, we have a question here from
Sure.
Deb. He said, can you show all options under status and what they mean? And is there a delete option?
Is there a delete option to delete orders?
Under status, yeah, status.
Oh, delete, like a deleted status. So it's something that we don't issue by default in the client role. That's something that we might be able to retrieve, Deb, if something ever happens where an order was deleted, you could reach out to us specifically and we could retrieve that. But by default, we don't offer the filter by deleted. We want to do our best to not delete orders unless it's absolutely necessary. But you can always reach out to me if there's an extenuating circumstance or specific issue that you're having with an employer, and we can take a look together.
Can you also just quickly provide a short description of each of those statuses? I think that was also part of the request.
Right. Yep. So the completed status is the transaction has been made. We've collected the revenue from the employer, and the job at least the order has been completed. That doesn't necessarily mean the job's been posted because of the way the system works. We put a credit inside the employer's account. It can sit there for up to 365 days. They can use it at their discretion, but the transaction is completed and we have collected the money. Awaiting payment, you'll usually see that status when an invoice is sent out to the employer. We don't typically do this. There may be some of you out there that allow this. By default, we don't like to send invoices out. We like to collect credit card information to ensure that the transaction is completed. Collections can be difficult sometimes, but if you ever see awaiting payment, that typically means that an invoice was sent to that customer and we're still awaiting payment, either via like a snail mail check. Still happens sometimes. Our invoices also have a link inside them where a customer can receive an invoice and they still have the option to do an e-com payment through the invoice if they so choose. Abandoned, I think we touched on this real quick. Abandoned is really when the customer loads a package up into their online shopping cart, gets to the payment gateway screen, and leaves the website. Either they close their browser out or they click on a different site and they're taken away from the payment gateway screen. They've abandoned the package in their shopping cart. A failed transaction might mean that we've run into an issue, maybe with a credit card. It may have been declined due to maybe a fraud lock being put on the card, or sometimes we even run into issues where an employer will try to buy a package, but they're behind a network firewall or a VPN that just will not allow them to complete the transaction. You'll see a failed flag next to that. Canceled means that we went in manually and canceled a transaction, most likely before we collected any funds from the customer. So if we send an invoice out and it's set to awaiting payment, and the customer changes their mind for whatever reason, we can set the status to canceled. You won't see that one very often. And finally, refunded. Pretty self-explanatory. If an employer reaches out and says, "Hey, I thought maybe I wanted to post a job here. I purchased it, but I changed my mind. I didn't use my credit. Will you issue me a refund?" It's completely up to your folks' discretion as to whether or not you want to do that. I know some of you have different approaches to that. We contact our accounting department and we process the refund. It takes about anywhere between 1 and 3 business days, and that status will flip over from completed to refunded.
And I think there's another one that will be good for everyone. So Tracy is saying that if a waiting payment has some old dates, does that mean that they had an ad placed but they never paid for it? So going back to like 2019.
if does that mean they had an old ad but never paid for it? It's possible. Yeah, I mean, it's possible. We do our best to do our due diligence with collections. I've seen, I know that we've run into some issues, just kind of one-offs too, where we may have issued an invoice as a placeholder. You know, sometimes folks don't have access to the card right away, but they want to get the job posted right away. We've issued invoices as placeholders, or sometimes we've issued invoices to someone at their request, and they go in and purchase a package. They get through and they purchase a package, so they don't, you know, that invoice is almost like a duplicate. But I don't see too many instances where an awaiting payment invoice is sitting there that long, Tracy. If you're seeing some of those in your order section of Smartway, let's get together and talk about them and try to figure them out, because we shouldn't be seeing any of those. Any other questions about the order section here? And you'll see that we have our sections, you know, they're laid out very similarly. Every section here between employers and orders, we have the search, we have the columns in the list, and then we have the filters over here to the right, which allows you to quickly search through these different orders and employers. And moving on, we do the same thing for jobs. So when you get to the jobs list here, this is a list of the jobs that have been posted on your job board. We list the active ones in the most recently posted ones first, and then as you scroll down, you'll notice there's some number options down here where you can literally view all of the jobs that have ever been posted on your job board over a period of time. We also offer a filter and a search here as well. For the filter for jobs, we can search via the company name. If you are talking to a company and they want you to find a specific job firm, you can do that. I would say use the keyword search as well for something like that. We can search via email. We can filter by email. We can filter by job title, by job description. Job ID would be something that I would suggest, maybe if the user has the job ID, that might be, or if you have the job ID, that might be one of the easiest ways to search for a specific job, and a job reference ID. Below that, we have the status. I actually use this more than anything. I like to view you know, active jobs or expired jobs when I'm filtering through this data. So let's go over the statuses for jobs. We did it for orders. Let's go over it for jobs. So an incomplete order means that incomplete job means that the employer started to post the job, maybe clicked on the preview option on the front-hand side and never finished posting their job, and it sends the job into an incomplete status where it's not posted. It's kind of in a limbo. We actually offer your employers the ability to log into their employer dashboards and sort by these, so they can view incomplete, active, and suspended and expired jobs. Active is pretty self-explanatory. The job has been posted and it is live within the time frame that it's supposed to be posted with. So 30, 60, 90. Some of you have different packages that go beyond that. Suspended means that the job was manually taken down by the employer. They may have filled it before their 30-day ad was up, so they want to take it down before then. But we actually store the remaining days of their job post. So if an employer logs in and fills a job in 15 days and they have a 30-day post, they can set their job to suspended. If that interview doesn't go well, or if something falls through and they don't end up hiring that individual, they can actually go back into their employer account and find that suspended job and reactivate it for the remaining 15 days. The expired status, again, that's your job has gone the full 30, 60, or 90 days, or however long the package was designed to go for. It goes into an expired status. Awaiting approval. This is something that some of you may have turned on actually in your Smartway panels per your request. We do have a setting in Smartway that allows you as the partner to monitor the jobs that are posted on your job board and see them before you decide that they're relevant to your board. So some of our partners like to do this because they've had situations in the past where employers may have logged in and posted jobs that didn't really make sense for the job board. So this is a screening tool that we offer for jobs. It's a manual process depending on how high what kind of engagement you have in your job board and how many folks visit it and how high traffic it is. Might not be the something for you, but we do offer it as an option, and you can sort and filter by that status if you'd like. The declined status is if you have that awaiting approval turned on and you said, nope, this job does not make sense for our job board, and you did not approve the job. The job will go into a decline status. And this only applies again, to having this feature turned on. So if anyone is ever interested in doing that, you can reach out to us. It doesn't really come up too much, but that is an option. Any questions on jobs? Anything in the chat? Like to check in a little bit. Okay.
Not seeing anything in the chat.
Okay, I'll try to move it on. So, job seekers. So this is this is your list of registered job seekers in your job board. Again, once you start to master, searching by name or email here and using the filters, it's going to be really easy for you to pull up a specific job seeker, employer, order, or job. It all works the same way. For the filter options here, we offer to sort by email, by name, and by their sign up date. So it's fairly stripped down. There's really nothing else here that you'd want to identify beyond that. But once you do find a job seeker here, let's do it by email. I think, yeah. Yep, actually, no, I was wrong there. But yeah, so we do actually allow you to filter by email or name and sign up date. I'm gonna quickly comment on something. You might notice in this section here, guys, that there are 3 vertical dots over here on the right. And when you click on it, there's nothing in this field here. These are added permissions that that we as developers use to go into to some of these accounts to change things. If you see that and you don't see anything show up, I just wanted to give you an explanation as to why. Again, we're approaching this with the basic client permissions, and we can always take it offline if there's more things that you want to see in this. We can definitely have a conversation with you about that. But I don't want to cause any confusion with this here. They're very faint, but that's what that is. And I think the 2 most popular sections that you folks are going to visit, maybe with the exception of the dashboard, are the reports and the revenue reports. So we're going to touch on the reporting suite real quick. The basic client role, we offer a few different reports here. Again, some of you may have more options than others, depending on what you've requested from us, and we're very, very happy to share more with you. Just reach out to us again if that's the case. But here we have a job seekers registered report. We offer a couple different reports for the jobs posted, how the jobs are performing, and what the jobs activity is. Jobs activity gives you a little bit more data than the jobs performance report. And we also have some employers registered reports and employers with what employers have active jobs currently, and what their activity is like. Down here, we have a print report. This might not apply to all of you, but it might apply to some of you. But let's just take a second and show you how these reports work, because we do get this question a lot. And this is something I think Danielle can comment on. I think we're working on improving this. So we've heard you, and hopefully we can roll something out that's really cool in the future to make this a little bit better. But we're going to click on the job seekers registered report. And when you click on a report, it gives you a snapshot of the job seekers that have registered on your job board. We do the day of. So by default, the filter is set at the current day. If you want to change that, you can drop the filter down in the top right hand side. It gives you a calendar. You can click on the calendar and do a specific date range. You can clear this all out if you'd like, and actually do all time if you want to see your job seekers registered of all time. Some of you have gigantic job seeker databases, so it might take a little longer to load. But this will give you the list of job seekers registered. We give you a nice little line graph here to kind of give you an idea of maybe, what times a year do you get more engagement? Is it around your annual conference? It could be, depending on what you're doing around the conference. But this hopefully will allow you to kind of give you some insight into why job seekers are registering maybe more in August than they are in February, what's happening around those times of years. At the bottom of the list here, we offer the total number of job seekers registered on your site. And you can actually click in to a username. Oops, actually you can't. This is a deeper permission. Make a note of that, Danielle. So let's go over some of the columns here. So the registration date is self-explanatory, but the number on the left is the specific job seeker ID we give to every job seeker that registers. We'll give you the username. We'll give you the job seeker's email. This number right here tells you how many resumes the job seeker has uploaded, if any. And then this column over here is what the job seeker has their account set to. If they set it to private, it means that employers cannot search them out in our resume database. If they've happened to upload a resume, but set their account to private, they still don't show up on the forward-facing resume. So we've gotten this question in the past where our partners have said, like, how do we help our employers? How do we help our employers find those right job seekers? Well, one of the things is to always promote to your job seekers to upload their resumes and make them public. This is a huge benefit for both job seekers and employers. I think that historically the partners that we've worked with that have robust resume databases and many job seekers that have public facing resumes, we see a higher conversion rate. Off to the right here, we offer another filter box. This is basically filtering this data here. So we have the registered between dates, the categories. So what are the categories? The categories are depending on the profile that you've set up for your job seekers when they registered, this may change, but our job categories are those job seekers that have registered and set a certain job category that they have experience in their profile. So basically these filters match the job seeker profile form when they create their account. So if you want to find the job seekers in your on your job board that maybe have experience in advertising and public relations, maybe 5 to 10 years, what their education is like. If you want to get really granular, you can go down, you can get right down to, whether or not they have, whether or not they've completed their profile or not, what their privacy setting is, and whether or not they've uploaded a resume. So I would urge you folks to play with that, understand who your job seekers are, what their experience levels are. Again, we give it to you in the dashboard as a snapshot, but this is a way to go in and really do some research on your job seekers. So if you want to take the raw data out of this section here and you want to play with it in say Excel, we allow you to do that. We also allow you to save your report. So say you you've set up all of these filters and you've run a search and you've outputted, you know, a couple hundred job seekers that have set up their profile a certain way. Their account is public. They've uploaded a resume. They have 5 to 10 years of experience. We're looking at, you know, public relations as their specialty. You can pull those results and you can save this report. And what will happen is we'll list out that report in this area here. So you can always come back to that specific report. We also allow you to export the report to a CSV file, so you can load it up into Excel or something like Google Sheets. So you'll see all of these columns: username, user email, resume uploaded, laid out in a sheet, and you can go ahead and filter it as you see fit and play with the data as you'd like. So some flexibility there.
So Rick, I just want to let you know, we have 5 formal minutes left.
Okay.
So I just wanted to prompt you.
Okay.
So I know
All right,
everyone-
sorry.
You're fine.
Sorry.
No, there's a lot to cover, but we can stay on too for everyone else that if people want to stay on to
Sure.
answer those questions.
Sure. So I'll go a little bit quick. I'll go quicker. Revenue reports is basically going to be a snapshot of your guys's monthly revenue, the revenue that the job board brings in. You can export this in CSV as well. This will give you an idea of what your revenue share is with us and give you the totals per month. We list them out in months. So if you want to find February, you click on the link for February and download and export the report.
And that, let me just jump in there. That is typically added to your to Smartway 5 business days after the close of the month. So we can close our books, and so I know we get that question a lot.
Great. Content management. What you'll see by default here is a section for FAQs. We offer a section of FAQs for your employers and your job seekers. You actually have the ability to create FAQs for your users if you'd like. You simply click on the employer or job seeker tab and either add a category or create a question or create an FAQ under a specific category. Very handy if you want to, you know, help your users navigate the job board. I'm also here for that too, so don't be afraid to reach out to me because I can offer you some insight and as to that as well. Under the marketing tab, we offer some templates to help you get started. If you want some ideas on how to market to your members, we have email templates that you can download. We have social media image templates. We have a really nice career center guide to how to market your career center. This is just to give you a springboard and to give you some ideas based on our expertise here. Again, your CSM is always there to help you as well, but we figured we'd give you some of these out of the box solutions to at least get you started if you weren't really sure of how to market to your members and how to spark engagement. Under the advanced section, we do offer a section for Google Analytics event tracking. If you can generate your code for GA and your dashboard, if your marketing team would like to know, would like to capture certain events based on what your users are doing in and around your job board, we can add that code for you. Just provide me with the code. And I can add it for you, but we definitely urge you to do it too. So go in here. We offer you this section to add your tags and your codes. It's a very simple thing. Once you have your code in there, you save it. You should start seeing the events being captured to your Google Analytics dashboards like almost immediately. We have some knowledge-based documents too on how to generate that code. That if you'd like some more information on that, feel free to reach out to me, and I'd be happy to get you that document. So the get help, the submit feedback, and the what's new. This is how you get in touch with me and our support team. The get help option, when you click on it, it'll open your native email client and allow you to send an email to me at help@webscribble.com. You can always email me directly from your email inbox if you'd like, help@webscribble.com, and I'd be happy to answer your question as quickly as possible. We have a submit feedback form. If you have a question or need help, or you have a feature request for us, drop it. We love to hear from you, and that'll come to me, and we'll get it over to the appropriate people for consideration. And finally, the what's new. These are the release notes. in Smartway. So whenever we launch a new version of Smartway, if we add some cool features or fix some, various bugs or whatnot, you can click on this area right here and you'll see, what we fixed, what we added. And if you, again, if you have any questions about new features, things like that, reach out to us and we're happy to work with you. I think that's about it. Anybody?
Yeah. Rick, if you want to stop sharing your screen, I'm just going to run through some final quick wrap-up notes. And certainly if there are additional questions, people, please go ahead and post those into the chat or into the Slido. We will stay on a few more minutes afterwards to answer any final questions. We just want everyone who's still on to hear kind of our top takeaways, right? Is that this is your place, the Smartway Admin Portal, to find essential data that you can use to manage your career center and position it for success. We hope that's come through, and we are really interested, as the second takeaway, in your feedback. Always, if you have a thought, idea, or question, please let us know. You can contact your customer success manager. You can email us at the Web Scribble Academy email address, however you want to reach us, or as you just learned through Smartway, we'd like to hear from you. We want to let you know that on March 27th, we're going to have our next Web Scribble Academy event, and it's open office hours. So maybe you'll have a few minutes, go through that Learn by Doing checklist, check out the Smartway Academy, the Smartway portal more, and then you will have some questions. And even if you don't, drop by and say hi. And you can sign up for all the events that are upcoming through this hub. So check it out, sign up. And that's really it for our formal content. As we said, we're going to be staying on. I'm going to stop sharing, and anyone who has questions, if you want to come off mute and ask them, we'd love to hear from you.
Rick, I think there are a few people that were interested in sending out receipts. So I don't know if you want to show.
Yeah. So we offer employers the ability to view their receipts anytime they'd like in their front end dashboard. So if they log in to their dashboard, let me show you real well. I can't do it with this, but if they log in to their dashboard and go to My Account Billing History, they can pull their receipt that way. And we can send you instructions to send to your members on how to do that. One thing I'd like to mention too, and I forgot, Danielle, was that we're going to be really putting out a lot of really helpful micro videos and tutorial videos this year for you guys. We'd like to break them. We're going to try to break them up into short, 45 to 1 minute long videos to kind of help you through this. If for some reason your employer cannot find their receipt in the front end of their dashboard, reach out to us and we will take a look for you and we will get that receipt over to you as quickly as possible. But we try to make it so the employers can always keep track of all their transactions right in their dashboard after they log in.
Great. Anything in the Slido?
Yeah, there was a question in Slido regarding customizing the revenue reports time span. So no, we don't have any way of customizing it because the revenue report options that show up there are just a month to month. So you would see a February revenue report, and you'll see a March one. So all the transactions that occurred in that month.
We'll take another look through the chat too. I'm sure to be sure we've captured any requests and follow up with folks individually.
Perfect.
Yeah. Well, if there are no other questions, then I think we are good to wrap up. You know how to reach us, and we really thank you for joining us and hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thanks,
Thanks,
everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.